Maharashtra is once again the COVID hotspot, but the demand for oxygen is 80% less when compared to the previous wave of COVID, even though it's risen by 80 metric tons in the last 2 weeks. 21% of the COVID beds in Mumbai's government-private hospitals are currently full, but the COVID task force says that the demand for hospitalization and even ICU-ventilator beds increases only after nearly 2 weeks of rising cases. So the coming weeks are important in terms of impact of this wave that, in fact, Omicron also will have.
This jumbo COVID center in Mumbai's Bandrakulla complex was empty on December 20th. Today, 37% of its beds are occupied. While only 6.32% patients amongst active cases are hospitalized, 21% of COVID beds in public and private hospitals have been taken up. Maharashtra saw a demand of about 2,000 metric tons of oxygen daily at the peak of the second wave. Now the state is seeing a demand of 300 metric tons daily, a jump of 80 metric tons in 3 weeks alone. While the demand for oxygen is up by 30%, the situation is still not as bad as the second wave, as the oxygen demand then with the same number of patients was much higher, and the jump in the demand of oxygen was much quicker.
आज के दिन में हमारे पास 900 प्लस पेशेंट ऑन बोर्ड है, उसमें से एक भी पेशेंट आईसीयू की फिलहाल तो आज तक ज़रूरत नहीं है, और उसमें से 200 से 250 जो पेशेंट है उनको O2 बेड पे डाला है, बट सारे मेंटेन्ड है, कोई बैड कंडीशन में नहीं है. नंबर बढ़ रहा है, प्रिकॉशन लेना ज़रूरी है, पर डरने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. महानगर पालिका पूरी तरह सज्ज है.
However, the Maharashtra COVID task force says the number of patients admitted to hospitals increases after nearly 2 weeks of rapid growth in daily cases. So the coming weeks are important for the city and the state in terms of the impact of the third wave.
इस हफ्ते में शायद हमें समझेगा कि क्या हमारे ऑक्सीजन बेड्स और आईसीयू बेड्स की रिक्वायरमेंट बढ़ेगी या ऐसी ही रहेगी, क्योंकि करीब करीब 2 हफ्तों के बाद ही हम देखते हैं कि एडमिशन जो है बढ़ना चालू हो जाते हैं. तब तक एडमिशन बढ़ते नहीं हैं. तो हमें ये अगला हफ्ता जो है बहुत बारीकी से देखना पड़ेगा, डाटा उसका स्टडी करना पड़ेगा.
The number of patients has increased and so has the testing and COVID-related restrictions in the last 2 weeks, but more than 90% of COVID patients this time are asymptomatic. The government says they are prepared and there is no shortage of oxygen, medicines or beds, and the statistics are along predicted lines. In Mumbai with Pooja Bhardwaj, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.